In the early days of America, a time when settlers were paving the way for the birth of a new nation, life was marked by harder conditions and intriguing customs. These customs offer us a lens into the lives and values of the early colonists, painting a picture that is both fascinating and, at times, peculiar. Join us as we delve into the quirky customs of early settlers. Let's begin with one of the most peculiar traditions: bundling. In colonial New England, young couples, due to strict societal codes inhibiting privacy, got to know each other through this closely monitored practice. The courting couple would lie next to each other, fully clothed, sometimes with a board placed between them, all while monitored to ensure propriety. This practice was both an accommodation to the harsh winters and encouragement toward marital bonds, allowing couples to converse intimately without the risk of scandal. But bundling wasn't the only curious practice. Early settlers also believed in a somewhat bizarre method of predicting the future candle divination. During events such as weddings or communal gatherings, individuals would light a candle and watch how the wax melted. The shape it formed was interpreted as a message from the spiritual realm, believed to predict everything from the weather to personal fortunes. This custom reflects the settlers' deep ties to mysticism and superstition, especially during times when survival was often uncertain. Another aspect of colonial life was the seemingly mundane, yet surprisingly significant, beer brewing practice. Settlers brewed and consumed a weak form of beer extensively, not just as an indulgence but out of necessity. Clean drinking water was hard to come by, and the fermentation process in beer effectively killed bacteria, making it safer to drink. This custom reminds us how necessity shaped practices that might otherwise seem eccentric by today's standards. Colonists also embraced an unusual approach to courtship tributes. Beyond economic transactions and gift-giving, there was living room courtship. Suitors would formally visit the homes of their intended, presenting small, thoughtful gifts, showing their sincerity and worthiness. Over time, these exchanges fostered strong communal bonds that were essential for survival and prosperity. Finally, the colonial funeral customs were steeped in symbolism. Mourners received gloves, rings, and even jewelry as mementos, an expensive gesture that displayed the community's respect and unity. Funerals were social events, underlining the colonists' communal existence where life was constantly shared, celebrated, and remembered. In reflecting upon these quirky colonial customs, we gain insight into the ingenuity and resourcefulness that defined early settler life. Straddling the line between practical necessity and deep-rooted tradition, these practices were not just peculiar quirks, but vital threads in the social tapestry of an emerging America. Each custom, in its own unique way, shaped the cultural foundation of the nation.